So you just got Cities Skylines 2 and have no idea how to start a new game? So you came to the right place. I'll walk you through how you start a new game, start a new city, and set things up for success. So let's jump into it. We are starting a new game here together, and we'll select the River Delta map. And you can choose whatever you want. Just be aware that minus temperature here means that you get snow, and just positive temperatures means you don't get snow. You also have the latitude, which in this case is northern hemisphere, that will dictate when you have summer and winter, for example. And you have some options here with the buildable area, outside connections, and the natural resources available. All these maps, they are very balanced, and you probably will do well in any of them. So select something that goes with what you like. The previous city that we've built was on the barrier island. We didn't have any snow. It was on the southern hemisphere, and the basic theme there was the North American. Although we could change, we didn't. This time we're getting the European, and we are keeping that. So we are calling it River. I'll put all together, Rivertown, like that. That'll be left-hand traffic, as it should be. Natural disasters will be off for the moment. Unlock all will be off. Unlimited money will be off. And we are disabling tutorials. I'll be your tutorial at the moment. We land in the city and we have this beautiful map that we can look around and see how big this is. Bear in mind, you're not building all the way to there. Basically, what you're building is this area over here where you can see roads, and these are the outside connections. So this is where, at the moment, this is locked, so you can see the tiles that you can unlock, but this is a huge area. This is just to give you that sensation of expansion on the map. Look at this, that beautiful ocean over there. But this is where you start. We have an outside power connection here if we want to use, and I think we will. What I will start doing though is there are two things that we need to look at. The first one is look at the air pollution, or basically wind. We want to see where the wind is going towards you. We can see that wind is moving in that direction, which means that on the right side, the most right side as possible, we'll put down our industries so their pollution goes to the other side of the city, not towards the main buildings that we will have, as this is our starting tile. We also have this highway coming through here, and I'll make sure that I connect both of them in there. I think that it will look better and will serve us better as well, having two means to arrive in the city, which basically means that I will rebuild this connection here. So let's start with that. Now for the residential area, I went with a mix of layouts in here, just because I thought it would be more interesting and I could use this space a little bit better. So first things first, I've connected both of these highways, so now they are all connected. This main road will connect them all. When we unlock the highways, I will replace these connections because they don't look good at the moment, and we also shouldn't have a traffic light in here or allow a kind of U-turn in there, so we can fix that as soon as we unlock the let's take a look at that. We need to unlock the advanced road service, so we need some points before we get into that. and also added a lot of pedestrian pathways. As you know, we always want to make sure that our cities are as walkable as possible to avoid traffic and also to provide a better connection for everyone. Really, it's much better when we see everyone walking rather than taking their cars and going everywhere. So we've done that, especially in the middle here where we had quite a few bits of space in there. We'll also add some trees after we get some buildings going in that area, and potentially I'll go with commercial around this area along the highway just to avoid the noise, and then internally there will be residential. That's the word I'm looking for. Now, I've also used the alleys in the middle in here just to break this down a little bit and make it look a little bit different. I think I want to see how this will all look like. I tend to use all these roads, but for smaller areas like this, they feel like too large. So I want to see how this works for us in this area, and then we make a decision if you want to keep it or if you want to change it. But I think for now it looks good. And this area gives us a little bit more, not actually density, but we use the space a little bit better. And the reason why I've done this here, I hope you can see this, but this area is very flat. There we go. This view is much better. So then it makes more sense to have something like that. Whether on the other areas, I'm kind of following the terrain, as you can see, following the lines, making use that to create these curved lines. If you want to know how to make more interesting layouts, probably this is the best way for you to look at that. Use the contours, the contour lines, and then create your layout based on that. So connections are done. Added two roundabouts in here. I might increase the size of those roundabouts when we unlock more points, as I mentioned. But that's not all that we need. We also need some space for industry. We need a way to bring electricity and also water inlets and outlets. For the water, I think we can start with the water pumping station. If you look at the water flow, we could collect water from here or from here. Doesn't really matter that much. We are very, very close on both sides. I might grab water from here. As you can see, the water output there is maximum. So I'll do this. I might as well bring a alley into this area just to make sure. I might make this a little bit curved as well, just make sure that we have a road access. This water building will need road access, by the way, so you need that. And now that I've done that, there we go. I love that removing snapping, you basically have the move it functionality built in for yourself in there. So this is in here, as you can see, connected to the water in there, connected to the road, very well placed in here. And now we also need a way to get away with our sewage. So we get a sewage outlet, and that will go around here. And then we will connect this to the sewage pipes that we have in the city. Probably connect over there. Connection is made, and when we add all this zoning, that should be all right. For the industry, what I'm thinking about, this area has some flat areas and some, well, it's like a very small, I don't know if I can call it a mountain, like probably a hill, but I want to flat that out a little bit to make it a little bit easier for us to work with this land. We don't have much space to start with. I think I will start potentially with this, and then let's work around this area and see if this is enough or if we need to get these a little bit lower as well. Let's see. Okay, I think that will do. One thing that I didn't notice is that this area is actually higher, so the river is higher than this part of the city. So if I just flat that out, the river will just flow through the city, and that's not something we want. So it has to be a little bit higher up here, and that's all right. We can work with that. But now we have a much better area to work around this. So what I'll do, I'll then start creating some sort of layout in here. Also, it's worth noting if we have any specialized industry. I don't know if we can see that yet. Yeah, I don't think we have any options to see the resources in the area. We need to grow the city a little bit. But I'll start drawing some road layouts in here and to get our industry ready, connect these to the main system, and then I'll be right back with the zoning and then taking a look at how the city grows. All right, in terms of initial layouts, I think we have more than what we need there for the industry. So just so you can see what that is all about, this is where we start sloping. So I'm leaving that a little bit of spacing, briefing room really for some trees, and maybe we do some forestry industry in there, who knows. I think that's one option that we have. But this is plenty, we have a connection here. I could add another connection to this, thinking about it, and that wouldn't be too bad. And I think that's what I'll do, because I'm thinking if trucks come from this side, they'll have to go all the way here to get in there. Having an extra option might save them a lot of time in here. I will create a connection right from here. There we go. And then we can kind of slope it around like so. And then I'll add a roundabout here just to make sure that this area is a little bit easier on the traffic flow. Now, for all in place, we have water. So water inlets, water outlets. We now need power as well. This is one of the things that we've missed in there. And I'll start just importing electricity. If you see, the upkeep for this is 6,000. If we build a coal power plant, it's 70,000. It's a lot more for the upkeep, even though you're paying for the energy that you're consuming. This is a lot cheaper to go this way. So we start with that, and then as we grow, we might change that as well. I'll take a look at the contour lines in here just to see if I can get anything like that makes a little bit more sense and is not that terrible. What I think I would do is I'm trying to find like a place in the middle here so we can go in there and connect with those power lines. And I think that still looks good, but also brings the power here and we don't mess around with the terrain. All of that's in place. What it's missing is actually getting some of these. Oh, we have some water deposit in there. But let's get some buildings in here. I'll start with some industry in there. Then we go with low density. By the way, I also don't want full 6x6 on this because it's a waste of space, really. They don't make much of a difference in terms of how many people they can get in here. So basically having like a 3x2 and a 6x6 residential building will give you the same effect. So doing smaller blocks like this will actually give you more residence, lower residential in that space that we have in there. So my suggestion is that you do smaller blocks, and this is a bit weird what's happening here, but you know, we'll take it. But yeah, do it like this and you will make better use of your area and your residential as well. So getting some in here, on this right side of the pathway, I'm doing residential, and then let's remove the overlay here because this is awful. But in here, I think what we will do is try to tackle the commercial a little bit in there. And as I mentioned, we'll also do it in here to help like with a buffer for the highway in there. We'll see how that goes, how that looks, and we may change things around later on. But this is all that we have now, and let's take a look at how that grows. How good is that? I heard that we unlocked the next milestone here, and that'll give us a few things like money, development points, and expansion permits, so we can unlock more tiles. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different things that we can do, including medium density row housing, and yeah, some more road types and healthcare, landfill, all that sort of stuff. That's really, really good. We already have a house abandoned. There we go. It's back. It's back. So we now have 139 people in the city. Our money is not as great, but as you know, it usually takes you a couple of milestones to get there. So that is not a problem. We're not losing a lot of money, just a little bit. So that is still doable. Still have more capacity or more buildings coming to the city. As you can see, there is more space for commercial. There is a little bit of demand for medium density actually, which is a little bit surprising, but we can see how that goes. I do prefer the medium density for the American style, so maybe we do somewhere a couple of those. Maybe what we could do is add like one in here and see what happens in there. Why not? Demand is going down for that. That's fine. They'll take their time and this will start working much better for us. I also want to take this opportunity to come in here, use the brush tool for the trees and increase the strength in there and maybe even the size and get some oak trees in the middle here. I love this tool because it makes my life so easier in terms of putting the trees over here. I just really like that. And then I also go in the middle there. These trees have a smaller footprint, so I'll add them in areas where the oak trees wouldn't reach. There we go. And then I think this is that the spruce, or I don't remember which one of them is the very small footprint, but you know what? Let's do some of those in here. Why not? And as I'm doing this, what I'll also do, I'll make sure that this area has more trees, just so they start growing and these start looking a little bit better. So just bring all of this in here, especially if we are thinking about doing a forestry industry in here later. This would be very useful for us. So I'm doing that, adding as many as I can, making sure that we have a very filled up area in here, and these eventually will grow as the ones in this area over here. All right, we are doing good, losing even less money now. That's fantastic. I think the zoning for this house is a little bit weird. Yeah, as you can see, it keeps changing format in there for some reason, but it is what it is, I guess. And we'll see how that goes. Now, this is working. Like, this is awesome. Everything is already performing. We can do even more zoning, especially for the low density residential in here. If we want to, I think we have some space in this area that I could do some row housing. We may try that in here and see how that looks like. All right, let them come, and this will be pretty busy. Although we need an ambulance, this will come from the other city. Oh, there you go. It's already here. Yay, thank you from one of the cities just saying that to us. That's definitely not ours. There you go. How is our industry? And this is actually looking all right. All right, this is working better than I actually thought. I think as soon as we get all these buildings coming in here, we'll be on the positive of the money as well. I think this is a pretty easy start for us. So a few takes in here while everything gets built. As you see, we had a lot more opportunities to actually redo all the city layout or the grid that we have initially. And this is very different from Cities Skylines 1, where you couldn't spend a lot of money on your road layout before you actually get taxes coming in, so you get the money. So we had a lot more time in there and we are making money. How good is that? Awesome, awesome. First milestone, making money, job done. But yeah, you can do that. The only thing that you need is a way to get water, a way to pump out water, as we are doing here with the sewage outlet, a transforming station to import electricity. And as you can see, we are importing 2 kilowatts of electricity in there. And zoning, that's all you need. And you can be as creative as you would like. Just try to have fun with the grid layouts. Like, this is definitely different from what people usually do. And I hope you enjoy this kind of start and exploring. I also really like how these new roads, actually, the alleys, they look like in this area. I think that was a nice decision there, and it's worth it. And now we are on the nighttime. I love it. But I think with this little view here, we can see how small our city is. And this is a great start for your city in Cities Skylines 2. So if you have questions, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer any of those questions for you. I really hope you enjoy this game and that you have fun building it, really, because this is the biggest thing I think for this game. You should have fun, enjoy it. You can micromanage, you can just be creative, you can have your own play style, and the game allows for all of that. So enjoy it to the fullest and let me know what you think in the comments as well. So for now, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. I can think this was never meant to happen, you and me, you and me. I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it, baby. Oh yeah, I can't help it. I can't help it, baby. Tell me what you're thinking, give me what you're drinking. Tell me what you're thinking.